Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Micah, Dak not underestimating struggling Giants. If it's one thing the Dallas Cowboys understand, it's resilience. They've continually demonstrated an ability to avoid a two-game losing streak in the Mike McCarthy era, and they must again do so on the heels of dropping a close one against the Philadelphia Eagles, the 2023 rematch with the New York Giants awaiting them in Week 10. To say the Giants are downtrodden at the moment would be a gross understatement, and it was the Cowboys who got Big Blue's season off to a historically terrible start with a 40-0 demolition at MetLife Stadium in Week 1. But, even with Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor and Darren Waller on injured reserve, and with the Cowboys being 16.5-point favorites, no one in Dallas is overlooking the incoming NFC East rival. "We're definitely mature enough to understand the NFL," quarterback Dak Prescott said. "We understand that those guys prepare and game plan and, to be honest, it's tough to beat a team twice. This time around, it'll be undrafted rookie quarterback Tommy DeVito under center, and his mobility and escapability helped him make a name for himself at Syracuse and Illinois. It's an X factor for the Giants, seeing as there is little NFL film on DeVito, so it's incumbent upon them to approach the challenge with the same intensity they would have if it were Jones or Taylor under center this coming Sunday. Never overlook an opponent," said Micah Parsons on Thursday. "We see where that got us this year. We're staying grounded coming off of a rough loss. This game, now, has a lot more importance to it, and it's a divisional game." Prescott echoes the sentiment, knowing how important it will be for the Cowboys to take full advantage of their first true run of home games this season, 4 of their next 5, working to protect a win streak at home that currently stands at 11 games. "You have to understand that they have the same tape from the first outing to try and make corrections," said Prescott. "That was game number 1, in September. They've changed some things since then. They want to play in different ways. For us, it's about us continuing to grow and for us to get better. The only way that happens is for us to go out there and take care of business in the manner that we expect to." Jake Ferguson on chemistry with Dak, Year 2 leap. It's become crystal clear who the leader is in the tight ends room for the Dallas Cowboys, at least for those who weren't sold in the offseason that Jake Ferguson would step up and become an impact talent in the post-Dalton Schultz era. The second-year talent has now registered career-high outings in consecutive weeks and, at one point into the battle with the Philadelphia Eagles, he and Dak Prescott were on a heater that began in the games prior, having connected on 19 consecutive passes. "I think we're making the right strides," Ferguson said. "We're definitely taking the right steps. There's a lot more work to be done and a lot more things to happen, though." Through the first 8 games of the 2023 season, Ferguson has been targeted 43 times, catching 74.4% of them, 32 receptions, for a total of 328 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 10.3 yards per reception and has 174 yards after the carry thus far, proving he's as dangerous before the catch as he is once he reels in the throw. Additionally, Prescott is averaging 4 yards fewer per attempt whenever Ferguson isn't on the field, per next-gen stats, his completion percentage also dropping from 74.2% to 58.2%, just added proof there's something in the sauce of this QBT combo. Troy Aikman had Jay Novacek. Tony Romo had Jason Witten. It makes you wonder if the same potential might be cooking in Dallas between Prescott and Ferguson. That said, as impressive as his numbers have been, he understands they could be better, if not for a few drops here and there. "The 2 balls that I dropped, I think they were definitely catchable, and that's something I focused on after the game," he said. He asked about those, and I said, no, I love it. Keep throwing that ball. I've just got to come down with it and not shy away from the hit. But I think we're taking the right strides, for sure. It's a chemistry that's been established in spades with Prescott, and it feels as if Ferguson is just getting started. For just as there is improvement to be made in the few drops he has suffered, the same is true for the instances when he's open for a big play but wasn't targeted. As proven, it'll all get better with time, though. "I've been a little bit more vocal this year," said the former 4th-round pick. "Last year, I was trying to get my feet under me at the beginning of the season and, towards the end, just put my head down and work. This year, I can really make an impact and do some big things on offense. I've just gotta be there every single time, so when Dak says, I'm throwing it to Ferg, he has ultimate confidence that I'm coming down with it. Michael Irvin predicts a big impact from Cowboys' latest signing. The Dallas Cowboys made a rather shocking decision. Instead of getting Brandon Cooks more looks or more involved, they decided to sign former NFL WR Martavis Bryant, who hasn't been in the league for almost 5 years. That's why Skip Bayless asked Michael Irvin whether he believes he can still make an impact after such a long layoff, and the former Cowboys star showed the utmost faith in him. In the latest edition of Undisputed, Irvin talked about how proud he was of Bryant for being able to get out of some dark places, talking about how he knows what it takes to make it to the league and how tough it is to get that taken away from him. From a football standpoint, he believes that his combination of size and speed outside could be quite helpful, also pointing out that he's just 31 years old. Bryant entered the league with plenty of promise, being a 4th-round pick out of Clemson. He spent 4 seasons with the Pittsburgh Steelers, hauling in 8 touchdowns in just 10 appearances as a rookie. However, multiple violations of the league's substance abuse policy led to several suspensions. He was suspended for the first 4 games of the 2015 campaign, then for a full season for another violation, and then he was suspended indefinitely for breaking the terms of his conditional reinstatement, this time with the Oakland Raiders. Bryant has stayed close to the game, though. He played in the Indoor Football League and the XFL, and he seems to be in great shape. Key Cowboys starter predicted to likely bolt Dallas, set to leave. The latest Dallas Cowboys rumors offer speculation that starting safety Jayron Kearce may leave in free agency. Bleacher Report's Alex Ballentine breaks down some of the Cowboys' most regrettable decisions at the trade deadline. The analyst believes the front office should have dealt Kearce since the safety is set to leave Dallas. Dallas opted not to make a move at the deadline despite other NFC contenders like the Eagles, 49ers, and Seahawks making significant trades. Ballentine argues that Kearce is a strong candidate to leave the Cowboys following the season. But his time with the Cowboys could be coming to a close, Ballentine details in his November 8, 2023 column decisions the Cowboys should regret 1 week after trade deadline. He's set to be a free agent in 2024, and Dan Quinn has developed several other safeties who are capable of absorbing the snaps that would be vacated by Kearce's departure. Earlier in the season, Kearce was on the field for every defensive snap. Since the bye week, he's seen a reduction in those snaps. Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker are playing more than Kearce, with Wanya Thomas waiting in the wings, Ballentine continues. Kearce is a good player, but the Cowboys had an opportunity to trade from a position of strength to either address a need or get more draft picks. With Kearce set to leave in free agency, it might have been wise to see what they could get for him. Kearce is in the final season of a 2-year, $10 million contract. The safety has a $4 million salary and $6.1 million cap hit for 2023. The counter to Ballentine's argument is Kearce is unlikely to have had a great deal of trade value. The defender has just months remaining on his deal and has had his worst season of his career, per Pro Football Focus. Kearce grades at a 51.9 out of 100 through the first 9 weeks of the season. This is down considerably from the 70.2 grade Kearce earned in 2022. If the Cowboys view things similarly as PFF, there might be plenty of reasons to allow Kearce to walk. Kearce has 37 tackles, 3 pass deflections, 1 interception and a sack in 8 appearances this season. Given the decline in production, Dallas could also look to re-sign Kearce at a reduced rate. Dallas faces plenty of decisions on a number of additional key players set to hit free agency. Some of the upcoming Cowboys free agents also include Tyron Smith, Tony Pollard, Stephon Gilmore, Dante Fowler Jr., Jonathan Hankins, and Tyler Baiadas among others. Pollard is one of the more interesting players to watch this offseason. The running back is playing on the $10 million franchise tag in 2023. Pollard has not topped 55 rushing yards in 5 straight games. It is worth watching to see if Dallas turns to the draft to find a cheaper RB1 option rather than re-signing Pollard. Spotrac projects Pollard's market value to be a 3-year, $20 million contract. Given his inconsistent production this season, it is hard to imagine Pollard finding this lucrative of a deal. Cowboys rumors will heat up in the coming months regarding their future running back. And you fan, what do you think of the Jayron Kearce situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.